If you get what's up, guys? Hope everybody's doing well. Man City versus Bruges 3-1. So initially, I was gonna watch Liverpool versus PSV game, which they ended up losing, by the way. But there was really no need to watch that game because they're already qualified. They ended up losing, like I said. They didn't even play their starters. Most of the subs, if not all, were academy players. Did not even really recognize any of them. Only reason I was gonna watch that game was for Chiesa. That's the only reason I would have actually watched it for Chiesa. Like I said before, 80%. I'd settle for 80% of a Chiesa, of old Chiesa. And I just want him to do well. Last time he played, I thought he was very good and just an exciting player that I look forward to watch. So yeah, that was the only reason I probably would have watched that game. And then I thought, what team right now needs to win, needs to qualify? And then we have Madrid and Man City. And of course, because Man City is from the Premier League, and that's what I mainly and mostly watch, I thought to myself, I might as well watch that. It didn't disappoint. I had a really good time with this game. I was infuriated because of how they were playing. And no, I'm not a Man City fan, but over the years that I've been watching the Premier League, I could appreciate them. And I think everybody could. If you're an Arsenal fan, if you're a Liverpool fan, if you're a Tottenham fan, if you're a Manchester United fan even, you could appreciate. Like, let's exaggerate and say something happened to Guardiola. Like, knock on wood, like, God willing, nothing happens to him. Everyone's gonna remember how great this team was and that they appreciated the way they played and how good they were. And people start acknowledging stuff when something like that happens. So I'm not gonna wait until something happens to Pep or some calamity like a bombing or something at the stadium or the team airplane falls or anything crashes. And I appreciate the way they play, and so I wanted to see them play. And because they've been playing so bad, I knew that this was gonna be an interesting match, even if it's against Bruges. And right from the beginning, Bruges had like two opportunities. They weren't the most dangerous opportunities, let's be honest, but already, man, if those two goals, if just one of those would have gone in, besides the goal that they ended up scoring, the third one, things were gonna be hard for Man City. They were gonna be really hard for Man City because Man City, like I said before, besides Madrid, are one of the two teams that are comeback kings. There's no other team that I could think of, Man City and Real Madrid. Of course, they're not the same team. So it was going to be even more exciting to see if they were losing 1-0, 2-0, would they be able to come back playing at home at the Etihad? I don't know. My money's on, I don't know. I'd probably go with Bruges. I would probably go with Bruges because Bruges would start believing and they start getting that sense of, hey, we can actually do this. Definitely, we could pull this off. Man City, man, right after that, and then right after the goal that they scored, which was really good. The thing with Mateus Nunes, I do believe like any player at this level, if you give them enough time, it's going to happen. They're going to start getting better. I think he can be a Man City player in the long run with a lot of games, but it shouldn't be. It should be that after plenty of games, several games, if you're not up to the task, then you're being benched or you're being sold. We're getting rid of you. Maybe try your luck over there in Spain with Madrid because they're the ones that kings of giving people chances for years. As it stands, I don't think he's a Man City player. I think they should get somebody else, anybody else to substitute him as a right fullback. And he got juked. He got juked pretty nasty, and nobody following, nobody marking. What's his name? Nadriki, and the goal. I almost thought it was going to go outside, but ended up being a really good strike. And then after that, it was just complete dominion from Manchester City. Complete control, possession, but it looked more like a simulation. Like when you're teaching, at times when Bernardo Silva had the ball, it seemed like he was teaching kids, academy players, how you take the ball, how you confront a defender. You take him down the line and then you make him think you're going to go left, but you're not. But then you are going to go, and then you hook it in, and then finally you end up centering the ball, or you end up looking for the pass and you get the 1-2, something like that, because nothing would come out of that in the sense of an attempt, something dangerous where they would actually get inside the box, the 6-yard box, and they'd be completely left alone, for the pass and then the tap in. There was none of that happening. And I think they were betting on some kind of error, mistake, not really being focused from Bruges. That was not going to happen. Bruges knew, because it was so announced, Bruges knew what they were going to do. I'm not saying it's the easiest thing, but they knew that they just had to hang back and just be laser focused and just not fall for any of the little passing that was going on, the half moon pass that Man City loves to do around the 16-yard box. That's all that was happening. Bernardo Silva, Gundogan, Kovacic, Foden, and then back to the same thing, back and forth. Just that's that rotation. That's all that was happening. At times, yeah, there was strikes from Foden, from Gundogan. It was an offside. I don't know if Kovacic had a strike. Bernardo Silva also had a chance. Haaland, a pass here and there, but nothing really that, oh, it's going to come. Maybe, perhaps, but it was going to come against from just Bruges not being 100% concentrated. That's what they were leaning on. And that it was so lazy tactics. And I don't know why Pep, I mean, he's been doing this whole season, why he doesn't let up. Why he doesn't change things when he's seen like we're moving, because at the pace that they were doing that, because it's worked in the past. It's worked when you're coming off of 18 wins in a row. That can work, and the crowd, the fans, and everybody, like, you know, they don't mind, like, oh, okay, 18 wins in a row. This is just the way they play, and they're eventually gonna tire them out, and they're gonna get the goal. They're gonna get the win. No problem. But it doesn't happen. It didn't happen after 20 minutes, half an hour. It was only when Kovacic, for whatever, and he was looking for the pass, he just started driving forward and just saw himself next to the box and with enough space to take the shot. Should I take? Yeah, I'm going to take the shot. And ended up, and it was a good shot. I want to say, like, you know, he kind of scoffed it. No, but it was a good shot. And because obviously it went through the legs of, I think it was Ndwiki, the goal scorer from Bruges, it kind of tricked the goalie. The same thing that happened on the other side with Ederson. Solis, the many times that Solis had the ball and the many attempts that he had, and he had like two people to his side. One maybe more open than the other, but he ended up taking the shot, and Ederson was just caught looking. He was just caught off guard. He just followed it with his eyes. Oh, man, so upsetting. So upsetting seeing Man City. Not because I'm going for Man City, but you can't help but just feel anxious for a team that clearly needs to step it up, needs to do something else, and they keep doing the same thing over and over. That could be any team, and this was Man City in this game. Kovacic ends up scoring his goal, and then what happens when they start the second half, when they made the change with Savinho? Immediately made an impact with Savinho. Immediately. Even if the first, maybe I think 2 attempts that he tried to center, the fullback knew exactly what he was going to do. He knew what Savinho was all about, but it gave the game a completely different feeling. You saw the sense of urgency that they should have had in the first half. You saw that maybe perhaps things might change because it was just shaking things up in the back for Bruges. It was almost discombobulating the players on that left wing. It broke up that system, whereas before, a lot of the shots that KDB was throwing, they were so premeditated, it was so announced, so predictable. And yeah, KDB is not the same KDB as he was before. I've never got to see that KDB, by the way, so I can't really say, but a lot of those shots were like easily blocked by Bruges. Savinho coming in gave this whole different feel to the game and just shook things up a lot. It wasn't that structured of let's pass and let's pass and let's pass and let's pass, and hopefully we could somehow find Haaland just coming in and just waltzing inside not even running, just walking inside with the ball. That was not going to happen. I don't know why City kept insisting on that gameplay. That was not going to happen. Not with these players that they have. You know, they don't have Rodri. You know, Kovacic kind of pulled the Rodri when he did that run. You know, Rodri also would have done that. If he would have seen that the best option was to shoot, he would have shot, and he knows how to shoot. And it's funny because Savinho has been heavily criticized that he's just not good enough. It is against Bruges. His style of play, that kind of player, did accentuate the game, Man City's attack, and that's what Man City needed because it was the same thing. I don't agree. I think somebody was telling like Foden at the wing. What is that? You know, you should have something like Grealish, something like Doku. Doku's obviously injured, but not something like Foden. Well, I've seen that work in the past. I've absolutely seen that work in the past against top teams in the Premier League. But the thing is, you have someone like Rodri, have different players going on, and it could work for that. But this City side is not working. You didn't have Mateus Nunes. He's not up to par with the rest of them. Gavardio was looking more dangerous than Foden up on top. I don't know, petition to make Gavardio a winger? Why not? You know, so far it seems to work out. So Savinho, the pass to Gavardio, own goal, and you got that to a 2-1 lead. And then the third one, again, Savinho just breaking that monotonous game system that Man City was just persistent. They were just adamant on playing. Gets through, and the strike end, they get the 3-1. But absolutely insane how stubborn Pep was, or is, as of lately. He just won't let up. Just would not let up playing that same ball. They could have lost this. They could have lost because how many times did Zolis had the ball? How many times did Talibi, I think, the right fullback, I think it was, how many times did he have also an opportunity? The one with Zolis that ended up getting the ball, a Kanji that probably blocked him, and he turned around, and I think he had a Vanaken that he passed it to, and Vanaken could have passed it to Talibi that was all alone, and he ended up taking the shot, and it was blocked. There were chances for Bruges to take this game. Really interesting game. Supposedly they might play Real Madrid or Bayern, I think it was. I think it's Bayern, right? But I think it looks like it's more closer to being Madrid. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching as always, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Tschüss.